Welcome back to this week's edition of Race Central TV. It's great to have all you joining us. And if you're a regular watcher of the show, you certainly know our next guest. You've seen him on NBC doing the NASCAR analyst stuff. He's also doing the championship off-road racing with NBC, and he's always a terrific guest. Wally Dallenbach Jr. Happy holidays, first of all, and welcome back to Race Central TV.
Thank you, Kurt. The same for you.
Hey, it's okay. Let's get right to the. We got a lot to get to, my friend. Let's look at the 2007 season on NASCAR real quick. Did Jeff Gordon, did he give it away, or did Jimmy Johnson take it away?
Well, you know, if you've looked in the last couple of years, Jimmy Johnson comes on pretty strong those last 10 races, and there's a lot of those last 10 races in the chase that those tracks are really strong tracks for Jimmy Johnson, and I think that's really it. I mean, I think that the way this thing is laid out as far as the racetracks go, it favors Jimmy Johnson, and I don't think Jeff gave it away. I just think that, you know, Jimmy Johnson's team, you know, they know when to rise to the occasion, and they had some great races the last part of the season.
There's no doubt about that. Let's look at some of the guys that maybe didn't have the season that maybe we anticipated they would have. And I don't know if we can really call them disappointments, but certainly 2007 was not the year that they were looking for. I'll get to Dale Jr. in just a second, but maybe a guy that completely fell off the radar screen, and maybe disappointment might be a phrase that could fit this guy. But Casey Kane, certainly 07 was not a good year for him. A lot of struggles at Everingham. You and I have talked more about that with Mr. Gillette now coming on board. Can this deal get righted? Can they get back on track, Wally?
Well, I think the only way not the only way. I think the quickest way they can get back on track is if Ray Everingham gets back into the shop and starts spending time with the race cars. I mean, you know, I think Ray Everingham is one of the best in the business, and I think when he became a team owner, he let other people, you know, be in charge of setting race cars up and building race cars and et cetera, and he did the business side of it, and I think his team suffered for that. I think it took a while, but I think it suffered, and I think I don't know, you know, I saw Ray down in Baja, and, you know, we talked a little bit, and I'm not so sure how much Ray is going to spend with the race team. I mean, I was under the impression that he was going to get back in the shop and work with the race cars, but then again, he sounded like to me down in Baja that he wanted to do a lot more stuff like that. So I'm not sure what Ray is doing, but somebody needs to get back in there and buckle down and turn things around because, yeah, it was a very disappointing year for the Everingham team.
Yeah, you certainly saw NASCAR from the inside looking out, or maybe both sides of the fence. Do you have any personal feelings on the direction of NASCAR right now? I mean, are they going the right direction? You know, a lot of the hardcore say that there's just been too much change, and maybe the core fan base is starting to, well, maybe not appreciate all that significant change. But there are some more changes coming for next year. The car tomorrow now is full-time. But from your side of the fence, anything that maybe we should touch on that maybe the national media is kind of missing?
Well, and this is obviously just my opinion, but I think everybody, what happened was, and I was there kind of, you know, I was driving when this trend started to change, but everybody is so concerned about not saying or saying the wrong thing, and, you know, there'd be a backlash for the, you know, from the sponsors. Now, whether that was really true or not, I think that's hurt the sport. You know, you got a bunch of powder puffers out there. And you've taken, I feel that NASCAR has, and not maybe directly, but I think they've taken the personalities away from these guys. And, you know, it was always fun to see what Kurt Busch was going to say, or Tony Stewart, or some of these guys. And, you know, it seems like every time they said something, they got fined, they got taken to the NASCAR trailer, and, you know, they left the NASCAR trailer with their hat in their hands, and they were good boys for, you know, the next 4 or 5 weeks. And I think, to me, that's a bunch of BS. I mean, if you're going to take the personalities away from the race car drivers, then I'm not interested. And I think what's got to happen is that NASCAR's got to let these drivers be who they are. And if there's, a little bit of controversy and rivalries and things like that are what put NASCAR on the map. And I think it's too polished right now. And I think, these guys are turning into puppets, and that's not what the fans, or that's not certainly what I want to see. And I think that's been the biggest problem.
Okay.